Did you notice that some deep powder overlays look so thick and bulky to the point that the shape of the natural nail changes? Some clients believe that it makes nails stronger, but it's actually not true, it's the opposite. The more product you apply on the free edge, the most likely it's going to crack or peel. In this video, I would like to show you how to do thin, elegant and durable deep powder overlay with Ombre nail art using AzureBreauty Kit.
Hello guys, this is Anastasia and this is what the client's nails look like. This is gel overlay after 3 weeks and it's in pretty good condition. I can't see any peeling or lifting, which is good. So now let's file off the product with a carbide bead. The speed is 28,000 rotations per minute. If you know how to use electric nail file, then you can do the full removal with a drill bit, but if you're not sure, it's better to leave a thin coat and proceed with a hand file. That way, you're less likely to damage the nails. Then we need to do the prep, push back the cuticles with orange wood stick. Can you see this white ridge right under the cuticle? No, it's not dead skin, it's actually a nail plate which was overfiled previously, so we need to be careful here. Let's clean the grooves and push back the cuticles with a diamond flame-shaped bead with red abrasive mark. This tutorial is recorded by Anna Fox for you. She's my former student and now she's an educator. After we push back all the dead tissue, we can trim it with a sphere-shaped diamond bead with red abrasive mark. If you push them back really well, this part is going to be super easy. Looks like this corner was not cleaned properly, so it is better to come back to this area and repeat it, because if we will leave some spreading cuticle on the nail plate, this part inevitably is going to lift. This is what the nails should look like after prep. They're clean, they're slightly matte. For deep powder overlay, we will use this kit by AzureBeauty, which includes all the steps that we need: base coat, activator and top coat, as well as 20 colors of deep powders. Deep powder systems are air cured, so you will not need any lamp. But brushes from base coat and top coat sometimes can get clogged, so this is really nice that they have 2 additional ones. And there are different ways to apply deep powder. First one is when you apply the base coat and dip it right into the jar. This method will work really well if you are doing only your own nails, so you will not need to worry about any sanitary issues when we need to pour the hand of different people into the same jar. So for personal use, this method works really well. If the brush gets clogged, which happens sometimes, we can use brush saver. All brushes have the same caps and size, so all you need to do is to take the brush from the base or from the top coat, put it into the brush saver, clean it with a lint-free wipe, and now it's all clean. Another method will work if you can't fit the finger into the jar, or I prefer using it whenever I'm doing different kinds of design. So we simply pour the deep powder into the tray, and this is how we get it on the nail. But this method is quite wasteful, and once again we're facing this sanitary issue where we'll be touching the powder even though it's in a tray. And finally, the sprinkle method. After applying base coat, we take the deep powder and sprinkle it on top. With this option, we don't need to worry about sanitation issues because we're not dipping fingers into the jar. And if you do it carefully, there will be a little excess amount that will be going into the tray, but then we can reuse it with the same client. Always do swatches when trying deep powders because they may look quite differently when it's powder, and when you apply it on the nail, the color may appear darker. Oh no, there is a crack on one side of this nail, and this is how we're going to fix it. Apply dehydrator on the entire nail and let dry. And then we're going to use base coat and apply it only around this area. And we're not going to dip the entire nail into the powder yet, we're only going to apply it only to this corner. Separate the product from the sidewall so it won't get attached to it, and now let's apply the first coat. Leave some margin near the cuticle and apply the base coat on the rest of the nail and sprinkle the powder. Make sure that you cover the sidewalls Next coat is going to cover the entire nail, all the way from the cuticle to the free edge. Near the cuticle, we're going to use silver glitter color and create an ombre. And then on the rest of the nail, let's use the same lilac color. To get a nice fade of the color, sprinkle the powder at a distance as you get closer to the center of the nail. After applying powder, if you see that the surface is uneven, you can fix it with your finger, but please wear gloves. First coat is always like this. We do not go all the way to the cuticle, otherwise it's going to be super thick in this area and bulky. With a soft brush, which is also included in the kit, clean the excess powder. Now we need to do the second coat, and you need to take a look at the cuticle area. If there's enough product already and it's thin enough, then it's better if you do a little margin again. And we're doing the same thing. Add some silver near the cuticle and lilac to the rest of the nail. When doing ombre like this with glitter color, some bumps are inevitable, so you can fix them with your finger before applying activator. So how do we achieve thin application? When you apply base coat, it should be thin, but it should cover the entire nail. You should not leave any empty spots. If you apply too much base coat, then it will take too much powder and the nails will appear bulky. Also, I recommend you to follow this method and apply base coat close to the cuticle only on the second coat. This way, we will be able to achieve proper structure of the nail, where we need thin product near the cuticle and along the sidewalls, and more product near the apex area. This is how to create a fade. Sprinkle the powder near the cuticle area, but as you get closer to the center of the nail, you need to move further, and you will notice that there's less powder now on the nail, which will create the fade. After you're done with the application, we need to apply activator on the entire nail. Don't forget about the sidewalls and the free edge. Once you apply it, you need to wait for about 2 minutes. This is what the nails look like after product application, and we definitely need some filing and shaping. And we're going to start with the free edge, since we will have a regular square shape. File the free edge and file the sidewalls. Make sure that the length is matching on all nails. And then we're going to file the surface as well. Deep powders feel quite hard to file, just like acrylic nails, so you can use 180 or even 150 grit file, but be careful with working with such harsh abrasives close to the cuticle. Now that we got rid of all the bumps, the nails look so nice. If the product is too close to the sidewalls in some areas, you can use the diamond flame-shaped bit to fix it. Here's the secret trick on how to make nails thin and also make them last. With a needle-shaped carbide bit, we are filing off the natural nail free edge underneath. If you don't wish to do that, then you can file off only a little part, like only the edge, or you can file off the entire nail. And this way, we only have product on the very edge of the nail, so basically it's sealed and it's definitely not going to lift. You can use baby powder to buff and clean the cuticle with a buffing bit. And finally, let's clean the nails and make sure we don't have any leftovers of the dust, debris or baby powder, and check them once again. And it's totally acceptable to wash the hands at this point. This is normally when I ask my clients to do that. So finally, we need to seal it with a glossy top coat, which also cures on air, but it will give a really nice shine only if you buffed the nails properly. So make sure that they're already pretty smooth before you apply the top coat. If you can see some deep scratches from the nail file, they're going to be visible with the top coat too. You can apply 2 coats of the top coat for a better high gloss shine, but honestly I'm usually too lazy for it, because also you need to wait for the first coat to cure properly. So if you buff them well, 1 coat is enough. And this is the final look. The link to the kit will be in the description box as usual. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!